Good morning, my name is Laura. If you're new to this channel, I have type 1 diabetes, and I've had type 1 diabetes for about 2 years. Today I wanted to share with you what an average day with type 1 diabetes looks like for me. So I manage my blood sugar with the Omnipod insulin pump, as well as the FreeStyle Libre flash glucose monitor. And the first thing I do every morning is scan my FreeStyle Libre sensor to see what my blood sugar is at. And this morning it's at 6.3. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my insulin pump. So this is my Omnipod PDM, and I'm gonna go ahead and bolus for breakfast now. So my blood sugar is 6.3, and I'm going to have 30 grams of carbs for breakfast. I typically eat the same thing for breakfast every day. It's suggesting I take 2.5 units, and I'm going to go ahead and confirm that now. So here's breakfast. I really like yogurt, berries, and granola every morning for breakfast, so I've got some Greek yogurt here, blueberries, and granola on top, and it all adds up to about 30 grams of carbs. So a little life update for me. I moved from Canada to Scotland at the start of this year. I got a job as a research scientist in Glasgow, which is where I am right now. And today I'm going to take you for one of my favorite walks around Glasgow, which is through the University of Glasgow and Kelvingrove Park. So an hour before I go for a walk, I like to set a temporary basal rate, which is about -30% of my normal basal rate, to try and prevent going low on walks. So I'm gonna set my temp basal now. So I like to use a -30% temp basal when I go for a walk. So I'm gonna set it for an hour before I leave and another hour for the duration of my walk, and start that now. So I'm packing up my backpack to go for my walk, and I'm bringing with me my Omnipod PDM, a stasher bag full of low treats in case I go low, my FreeStyle Libre scanner in case my phone were to die and I can't check my blood sugar, a granola bar, as well as my glucagon spray. And in addition to bringing all these supplies, I also have my medical alert sleeve on my watch. So I'm about to head out for my walk. My blood sugar right now is 8.6. I've still got a little bit of insulin on board from breakfast, and I've got my -30% temp basal running. So I'm hoping that my blood sugar is gonna be 8.6 and just kind of level out somewhere lower on my walk without going low. So I'm back home from my walk. I ended up going about 5.5 kilometers. My blood sugar started at 8.6 and I ended at 4.3 with a flat line. So I'm just gonna leave that alone before lunchtime, and I'm really happy with that. It's always this really good feeling when you finish a walk and you don't go low. It's difficult to describe, but I feel very successful right now. It's almost lunchtime and I'm going to give myself my bolus about 20 minutes before I eat. I'm having 65 grams of carbs for lunch, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my insulin pump now. So my blood sugar before lunch is 4.8, and I'm having 65 grams of carbs. And I'm gonna go through and press confirm. So here's what I'm having for lunch. I'm having an apple, which is about 15 grams of carbs, this soft pretzel, which is about 35, and a vegetarian version of tuna salad. So this is made with chickpeas instead of tuna. It's got lots of veg in there as well, and some celery sticks. So altogether, this is 65 grams of carbs. So it's about 2 hours after lunch, and my blood sugar right now is 4.1 flat. So I think I'm gonna have a little snack to bring my blood sugar up a bit. I probably overestimated the number of carbs that were in the pretzel, but I'd rather be kinda low than really high after lunch. So I'm gonna have some chocolate to bring my blood sugar up. I'm not entirely sure how many grams of carbs is in this, but this is what feels right to me right now. So while I wait for my blood sugar to come up, I'm going to decorate my next Omnipod because I have to change it tonight, and I have a sticker that matches the FreeStyle Libre sticker that I have on right now, and I'll have matching robot parts. This is the organizer I have for all my diabetes stuff that I use most frequently, and I'm gonna open up one of these pods and decorate it. Alright, so it is time for me to change my pod, and the first thing I'm going to do is deactivate the pod that is on my arm. Alright, so that pod is deactivated and I can take it off. Sometimes this hurts a little bit. That one was actually okay. Next, I like to clean the site where it came off from in case there's any kind of blood that's there. And I'm gonna start prepping my next pod. So I'm gonna clean my vial of insulin, and I'm gonna prep my skin as well. So I use about 20 units of insulin every day, so I like to put in the minimum amount of volume of insulin into my pod as possible, which is 85 units. So I'm just pushing air into the vial so I can withdraw that same volume in insulin. Then I'm just gonna get rid of the air bubbles. Perfect. There's a little port at the back of the Omnipod where I put in the syringe with insulin. So I'm just gonna poke into there and then fill it with insulin. And the 2 beeps means that the minimum amount of insulin for the pod to work is in there. So next I'm going to prime my pump. And it's just gonna click away as it primes the mechanism inside. Alright, time to put on the pod. I'm putting this one on my stomach. Alright, so it's stuck on there and I'm gonna hit go. So it usually snaps on the 5th or the 6th click. And we're good. So it's about 10 minutes before dinner, so I'm going to bolus now. I usually bolus for my dinner and dessert at the same time because I eat them one after another. My blood sugar right now is 6.7, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my pump and bolus for dinner. So this is what I'm having for dinner. I've got sweet potato, tofu, guacamole, a whole bunch of veg, and it works out to be 45 grams of carbs. And I'm also going to have a bowl of ice cream after dinner. So here is my graph for the day. I'm very happy with this. I had 99% of the time in range. Had a little blip this afternoon where I went low after lunch, but it resolved really quickly. And then my average blood sugar today was 6.2. So it's the end of the day and I'm about to get ready for bed, and my blood sugar is 5 millimoles per liter, which I'm very happy with. Overall, I'm just really happy with my blood sugar today, and it was just a nice day where diabetes didn't interfere with what I wanted to do. And I feel like it's just so draining when you want to do something and diabetes gets in the way, and I just feel really refreshed today that I could do everything I wanted to, when I wanted to, and diabetes didn't interfere. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please let me know. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye.